Here we go again with another Roberts R250. Nothing wrong at all with this. Electrically it's working absolutely fine, but as you can probably see from just looking at the front of it, there's just a dent in the grille. A dent in the grille is something I can press out, but on this occasion I'm just going to swap out the grille for a good one that's already flat, and I'll tend to this one at a later date in order to make this one flat and to go back into my spares. So I'll begin by taking it completely to pieces. Take out the two shoulder screws. I think I've got the wrong screwdriver here. There's one in my magnet tray. So I don't lose any of the screws, so I don't forget to put any of them back in. I think I'll change that screwdriver for a better one. Take out the other shoulder screw. Remove the aerial screw. And withdraw the aerial from the radio. Some of these radios have a back panel. This does improve the sound quality slightly, and there are 5 screws to take out just to remove that backboard. Again, different screwdriver. One removed. Two. Three. 4. 'And remove the backboard. Pop that onto one side. Now with the shoulder screws removed, I can now remove this side panel. It's the MDF panel, and it does just pull and slide out. Put that on one side. Should be able to remove the radio. Like this. And then I use a 5.5mm nut driver, which is, if you can see that, it's just a screwdriver just for removing these nuts on the inside. There are 4 that hold in the speaker panel. 1, 2. Here we go again. 3. forever losing these nuts inside the nut driver. It always seems to want to get stuck in there. Get the needle point tweezers and remove that from the nut driver. I thought it was magnetised in there, but it's not. It's caught up on something physically. It doesn't want to come out with that one. There we go. Got it. Instead of removing the next one completely, I think I'll just loosen it off and take the rest of it off by hand, just to save that happening again. Really handy tool though, the nut driver. You can get into these spaces without having to use a pair of pliers. I'll do the same again, remove the last threads by hand. And there should come the speaker plate. Then I need to grab my spudger and just pop it underneath the grill and just run it round the outside. Just kind of run it in lines just to loosen the adhesive. The adhesive that they've used to secure these grills, it's not terminal. They do remove really quite easily. You can probably see better there the dents on the grill. So I'll pop that on one side, and I have another one here which is dead flat, much more suitable. That into the radio first, and then offer up the speaker plate, line it up with the holes for the nuts, and then we pop the nuts back on. Use the nut driver for this, for putting them back on. There's one. Now I've got that one in, I can get my thread locker, which is cheap and cheerful thread lock, does the job, from Amazon. I think it was about £4–5. There's 50mm, and that will last me years. And just put a drop on to each of the nuts before I screw them back together, and that will prevent them working loose, and it also prevents vibration. Line up the grill just once more. Put the speaker board, or the speaker plate as I call it, back in. Put the nuts back onto the bolts. It's finger tight first. which can be a little bit tricky. I know you can't really see what I'm doing here, but I am literally just trying to get the nuts back on to the threads. Tighten them up now with the nut driver. Now that they've all got the thread lock on, just do them up and just until you start to feel a little bit of resistance. Not over tight. If you over tighten them, you can see once the radio's all back together again. If you over tighten when you're putting the speaker board back in, you can see on the finish of the front of the radio where it's pulled it in. Now, while we are, I can pop the radio back in. Slide in the sideboard or the shoulder. Put in the backing board again, making sure to route the wires through the hole at the end, and then it is just a case of putting the backboard back on. Those 5 screws just a quick video this really, just to show how easy it is. As long as you've got the right part, they are really easy radios to take apart and work on, especially for something cosmetic. All of the hinges and fittings are really easy to swap out, change over. It's really rare that you have to change hinges or shoulder screws or strap brass plates. It does happen. And we can pop the aerial back in through the top. Guess who forgot to attach the aerial wire to the aerial before I put the backboard back in. I'll take out the backboard once more. Schoolboy error. Easily remedied. Just lift up, put the aerial screw into the bottom, the aerial eyelet from the aerial cable over the end of the screw. Get the aerial lined up and put the backboard back on again. Schoolboy error. I'm not much good at videos. Not yet. It's a work in progress. Sure, things will improve as I get more confident at doing the videos. 2 shoulder screws to pop back in. I don't tend to thread lock the shoulder screws in, just for ease really. If ever I see a radio come back with some sort of fault on it that needs to be fixed, these do need to be removed quite easily. And there we have the radio now with a completely flat grill. This is a grill that I actually resprayed because it was tarnished, but now looks the business really. So just to make sure, just to prove that we've got everything as it should be. And to plug in and switch on the radio, just to make sure I haven't made any more schoolboy errors. And turn it around. Yep, just one more schoolboy error. I didn't tighten up the aerial screw, which is on the bottom. And close the back panel and try that again.
Taken by
there we have it. And I think Roberts call this one cerise. I just call it baby pink. It's a really nice looking radio, not quite my colour, but I'm pretty sure somebody somewhere along the line is going to be really happy with that now. It does look the business with the new flat grille, and that's only taken me, well, it would have taken me about 10 minutes, would probably take me about 15 minutes with the errors along the way. But there we have it, another R250.